All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Danger Zone Reviews. This time I'm back with a special guest, Mr. Stephen Mott from the Dunnigan Mott Music and Movie Podcast. How you doing, Stephen?
I'm great, brother Jake Z Drummer.
All righty, so we have returned with a brand new format for this channel. I know in the past I've done music reviews, movie reviews, etc., etc. Now I'm back. I'm going to solely focus on audio commentaries or stuff to that effect. So I'll still do music reviews, just not in the higher account that I was. So that'll still be happening, but just kind of like maybe I'll throw something in maybe that I've listened to during that week and just kind of throw up a small mini review of it. So I mean that's just how things are going to start working. But put out a poll on Facebook to because I've been wanting to restart the YouTube page for a while. I put up 2 episodes of album reviews early on, and I decided I wanted to change things up. So I put out a poll, and I was like, "What movie do you want us to start things off with?" It was between Clerks from 1994 and this movie. This movie won by just a little bit. So we're back. We're watching Friday the 13th, the final chapter, 1984. So, yes, we can go ahead and get into this. I'm watching the Blu-ray that come in the first box set from, I believe, 2015. Steven's watching on Vudu. So we both got it at 0.00000, and we're just gonna go with the flow and see what happens here. So this is also take two. We tried doing this before. It just didn't work out. We were halfway through the movie and I shut the call off by accident. So that's how that went. So Steven, are you ready to go?
I'm ready, Sonny.
Alrighty. So we'll count down. Well, I'll count down from 3, 2, 1. And when I say the word play, we will hit play for this great film. So I'll count down right now. 3, 2, 1, and play. Got the Paramount logo coming up here. So,
Gulf Plus Western.
yep. Turn the volume down a little bit here.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Paramount.
I can hear it pretty well from your end.
Yep. So I love this whole kind of compilation of previous movies. This kind of brings you up to speed at this point. I mean, with this being supposedly the final chapter until it made a bunch of money. But I like this. I thought this did a good job of tying everything together. I thought at least the first 4 movies are a very strong continuity. I'll even say 5 and 6 are a good continuity with this one. So, I enjoy this. This movie is, to me, the peak of the Friday franchise. This is the top of the line when it comes to the movies. And it's my personal favorite of the franchise. I think they did get no better with this. So this is to me the top of the line for Friday films.
I can still hear yours a little bit. I don't know if you care or not, but
Turn the volume down some more.
I think that should be good there.
All right. So we've done a commentary before, way back last year sometime. I think it was before I got a job or whatever. We did Halloween H2O that actually went up. And then we did Jason Goes to Hell like 500 times. So just never did go up. We're going to do it again at some
Can
point.
you hear me good?
Yeah, you're good. You're fine.
All right.
I do know that we I meant to put the last tape that we did of the movie, and something kept happening between it uploading to YouTube and then getting on YouTube. It was like editing half the podcast out. So I knew that an hour and 8 minutes was definitely not the runtime of the movie. So that's that, I guess. But I like this whole opening. Like I said, this kind of brings you up to speed. I love this whole thing with the mask. They do it with the next movie as well. You just kind of got final chapter sprinkling right in your face, pretty much.
Well, I think the opening is stupid.
Of course you do.
Because I think everything is stupid. Crispin Glover is stupid.
So
Alan Hayes is stupid.
Okay, so me and you are like a couple of seconds off then, because you're reading it before it comes up on mine.
Lawrence Monahan is stupid.
Yeah, I'm.
You must have paused here, soon, because I played it just when you
It
said
probably has just a few seconds of black and then goes into the Paramount logo. Yours is probably quicker than the one I had. So whatever, it don't make a difference. I mean, we get through it.
Tom Savini.
Yes, sir. Coming back from the first movie. So he basically said, I created Jason, so I want to kill Jason off. So that's what he did.
Dominic Albini.
So this is about the closest I think Friday gets to being like a straight up kind of an Italian-esque slasher. It's the closest to a straight up slasher that any of them has been. Maybe besides the first one. The first one was pretty, and maybe the second as well. The third one's kind of for me like more of a popcorn movie than it is a straight up slasher movie. So you get this whole helicopter shot. Jason's supposedly dead. We'll see how long that lasts. This is the ending of Jason Goes to Hell right here. So see the spotlight coming down on the ground.
That's why I think this intro is stupid.
Because it's not Jason Goes to Hell?
Yeah. They just got right into the action.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, what I understand, the director on this, Joseph Zito, which he does a fine job as a director. What I've heard before, they basically offered him the job as the writer and the director, and he wasn't really familiar with the writing, so he hired in the guy that's actually the writer on this movie, Barney Cohen. And if I remember right, it was something about he hired him in secret, and then after the movie kind of came together, then he kind of got Barney Cohen on the project or whatever. I could be wrong, but I recall hearing that somewhere. Just cannot remember where. This Blu-ray actually looks very good. I haven't seen. I do need to get the box set. I mean, it's actually pretty cheap on eBay. Not eBay, but Amazon right now. And I mean, this Blu-ray looks pretty good though. It's got a crystal clear image. The blacks or the darks are they're pitch black. So
mine don't. Mine looks stupid.
yeah, this time they got him.
I feel like I had more to say about this opening scene the first time I saw it.
Well, that's because you had never seen it before.
Well, thanks for that analogy, Devin.
Oh, yeah.
That was very enlightening.
That's it.
The Dunnigan Mott Music and Movie Podcast. This is the movie side, I guess. No, it's not. We're on Danger Zone. That's right.
Exactly. I was going to say, what were you talking about?
Well, I guess that's just my way of plugging, saying the wrong thing because it's on a different channel, Devin. You're going to get a peek into what a normal conversation would be like between me and the Devin.
The Devin. That's exactly right.
Devin, the great Dunnigan.
Yes.
And quotation marks.
Old Axel. This is Rob Zombie dialogue before Rob Zombie. Speaking of that, he came out with a new song today. Heard it just before we started recording. I liked it. Thought it was actually a very good song. And can't say that about the first one, the King Freak or whatever it was called. That wasn't that good. This one was good. It was called The Howling Man or something like that. I thought it was rip roaring heavy metal. Cheap Trick, the new Cheap Trick song was really good as well. So maybe that's a news segment or whatever. So
yeah.
You still there, Steve? I mean, I haven't heard you say anything.
Yeah, well, I'm just relaxed, staring at the wall. I'm just kidding.
This aerobics video that's on the screen here is actually a video. I can't know what it's called, but I heard it actually exists as a video in real life. So it's not fictional for this or anything like that.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that, Devin. I wonder how.
It's because I said it last time.
Well, yeah, I was just kind of sarcastically leading into that.
Exactly. Pit font on the TV is so 80s, or that symbol's so 80s. Got the neon pink with the yellow and all.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, you missed it probably. It says Crystal Lake Massacre or whatever. It's been passed now, so I'm talking about nothing pretty much.
So far, this has been stupid.
That's because you don't like anything that I like, so we're just going to shut everything down and just go about our business, I guess.
What the frick?
You're the Super Bowl of self-abuse. I'm going crazy. Yeah, this is greatly written dialogue here.
I'm not gonna say what I think about it because I've said it many, many times already.
Of course you did.
It starts with an S.
Um, does it end with a T or does it end with a D?
Yeah,
Okay.
both.
First one or second one? Both. Okay.
Yeah, don't play it. This movie is moving too dang slow.
That's the point. I mean, it's slow burning movies. I mean, it brings the suspense up.
So the point of the movie is to make me want to turn it off or skip
No.
ahead.
Well, that's what I thought happened. I thought my movie just cut off. There he goes. Oh. I think most of this movie's edited down by MPAA, so that's an early representation of that whole establishment. I do know, I know one scene is cut down, but there's some other stuff that's cut out too.
Yeah, is it cut to crap, Devin?
Actually, this one isn't, but there's other movies that are extremely cut to the point that where you can very much tell they're cut. So, Part Seven's the biggest example of that. I do like the family aspect of this movie, though. I thought that adding like a whole family thing to this one with a mother and a son and daughter really kind of amped things up and kind of invested you in the characters and stuff like that. So you got a very early Corey Feldman in this. I think this was his first movie, if I'm not bad wrong.
There's things I don't remember about this.
Well, it's the same one we watched last time.
Are you sure? I don't
know,
remember
I'm
that
not.
mask.
It was in it. I mean,
I must have been watching Wall or something. Looking at something else.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's very possible, knowing me.
We get introduced to the cannon fodder of the movie.
Well, if you want to see a family, go watch Family Vacation or some junk. Devin.
That's one we need to do that at some point. National Lampoon's Vacation. Or Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
Christmas time.
Either that or Medea Boo 2 or something.
Oh my God, Medea sucks. I'm just kidding.
I've got Boo and Boo 2 on DVD.
I just got the first one.
This is the part where they say the F word. See, I remember this scene.
Yeah, of course.
This is the F word scene. How could I forget that?
this is it's weird how a lot of these actors like this go on to do other things from movies like this. Like he had Johnny Depp go from Nightmare on Elm Street, which came out the same year as this, and then Crispin Glover went on to do a lot of things. I mean, Kevin Bacon was in the first Friday movie. He went on and do a lot of stuff. So you've got some talent in a lot of these movies. That boy's got talent.
Oh
So,
yeah, it really takes talent to say the F word, doesn't it, Devin?
well, I was just making a reference to Eddie Murphy, so I guess it's the same difference, really. So
Devin, do you know how to say the F word?
I'm not going to answer that question.
I think you already have today over text message.
So this pretty much presents the events of the first movie as being in 1979. So I'm assuming the first one was filmed in '79, so makes sense.
That even looks like the same car as Vacation.
Yeah, it actually does. The Family Sportster.
Yeah.
That would be just a good series to do. I wouldn't want to do like I've never seen the remake, so I don't know anything about like the remake, reboot, requel, whatever you want to call it.
No.
And then like Cousin Eddie's Island. That movie sucks. It's
That's
terrible.
stupid.
Christmas Vacation 2 sucks. One of the worst movies I've ever watched in my life.
And Devin has seen a lot of films, trust me.
Oh, here we go.
This is just pointless.
I figured he was going to say that. I will say that was kind of random, but I mean, it's just there for effect.
Yeah, I'm having some deja vu moments here. So if you listen to this commentary, then you'll pretty much have a good grasp on what the other take sounded like. I'll just say that.
Is it because I'm repeating a lot of the same things?
No comment. What in the world?
Are you having an issue?
Yeah, with the movie.
What did it do?
Um, the movie itself.
Oh, okay, I got you. I thought you should say it paused or something. Oh my God, no.
Oh yeah, yeah. It shut off, and I threw it in the lake. I accidentally, on purpose, shut it off.
Yeah, like I did last time. I just come back in here. I had to go do something. Come back and just hit the button, and it shut the whole call off. So I was like, well, there you
Yeah,
go.
you just got off and decided you got tired of the commentary and just said, "Frick that." Just hung up on
That's about right.
it. This is our retry. Maybe Devin won't get tired of it this time. don't know if I remember this from before either. I know that's kind of irrelevant if you're watching this commentary or whatever, but this is just another meaningless scene.
It's called character building.
22 minutes into the movie. 22:50 to be exact.
Well, what do you want me to do about it?
I want it to be at 1:31:19.
And then I think the movie would probably be over about that point. So.
Yeah, pretty much. You might be wrapping up the ending credits. The best part of the movie.
So, see, what did I tell you the last time? Don't think too much into these movies. These movies are like this for a reason.
Yeah, so I can turn them off.
You have no patience with anything. You're never going to make it in life. Let's just face it.
I'm going to just throw it up in there and quit. I wonder how many times I wound up saying the word stupid in these commentaries.
157,000 million.
It'd probably be at least 20.
No, it's more than that.
I mean, I can make that happen. And then she looks out the window and sees, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
See that you do know this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the movie one time, Devin, and I remember certain scenes, yes.
But you didn't watch all of the movie.
Correct. Because you decided to shut it off.
I didn't decide to. I just hit the wrong button. The freaking thing went off. So
That's your story, Devin. I'm just trying to trigger you.
you're doing a friggin' good job of it. This is my show, and I know. Well, I don't know anything, but this is how, what I say goes.
Yeah, you don't know nothing, Devin. You're just retarded.
We can't use that word on here, so we're gonna have to edit that out.
Are you serious?
We're gonna have to edit that.
Oh,
No,
good luck with that.
It'll pass. It's good. I ain't worried about it.
Well, you said the A word on here before, so that ain't nothing.
Not on this show.
On a review on the on the Leonard Skinner 91 review, you said they have a double.
But
But
it was
anyway.
never released. It was never released, so
That's besides the point.
it's lost to time.
Yeah, lost, but no, it ain't lost. Unreleased, but not lost.
It will never be released.
I'm going to release it on my channel.
You're not allowed to do anything unless I say you can.
Oh, it's that one and the Pilgrim review is getting released on my channel. I'm going to edit you completely out of them, totally, and it's going to be like 10 minutes long.
I will report the videos and get them taken down.
I suspect you've done that before with some junk.
Oh no.
There was one time I had this video and it was just it was like a long drum solo and it got reported and I was like, that for what?
Yeah,
Stupidity.
They'll get you for stupid.
That's how you know That's how you know that you suck at drums. when you when you post a 15-minute long drum solo and it gets reported for being inappropriate and taken down for being a bad drum solo, that's when you know you suck. So there you go, boys and girls. This will be the most random thing you have ever listened to in your adult life.
Well, I'm like halfway holding a conversation about something else and then halfway watching the movie. So
Derek and the Dominoes, Devil Road.
yeah, I don't listen to that.
That is great music, son.
We're not going to listen to Eric Clapton anymore. No
It's
more
freaking great.
No more Eric Clapton reviews.
You will not smoke.
No, I will not, because I've never done that in my life, and I will never do that.
I figured I'd throw some Stevie Teeterisms in there. So far, this movie has sucked and sucked and sucked even more.
Like I said, you just don't get this. This
is horrible. -10 out of 10.
Okay.
I mean, just judging on the first 30 minutes of the movie.
Well, we know who not to ask back on this show again, so.
Yeah.
You will never again be part of anything I have anything to do with.
Interesting. Intriguing.
So it's
menacing.
No more. Are you done?
Erotic.
That does not make any sense within the context of what you're talking about.
Danger Zone podcast. I'm done.
This is not the Danger Zone podcast.
Then what the frick is this?
This is the Danger Zone reviews. This is the new Danger Zone reviews.
Oh my goodness!
I introduced everything.
Does it really matter? One word difference.
Oh yes.
Well, I'm going to use the S word again. You're stupid, Devin.
So have you listened to anything this week?
Yes. I have listened to random crap, as usual. A song called Inaudible Noises.
So that's cool.
I've been listening to Duck South, actually, over and over and over again.
Oh, yeah. That's some great stuff right there.
It's just a bunch of random crap. That's what that is. And this is too. So this fits perfectly. What we're talking about actually fits the movie. Because we're talking about nothing that has to do with the movie. And the movie doesn't even have anything to do with anything either. It's just stupid. And we're stupid, and everything's stupid. So it all fits together in a big triangle of stupidity. There's your rant for today.
Well, I have listened to something. I listened to AC/DC's new record, and I really enjoyed it. You'll hear a review of it in around April on the Freeform Rock podcast with Mark Alden Taylor and Lee Gertzman. I was on their show today, actually, and you'll hear this episode of this show way after the fact. But I was on there. I really enjoyed it. It was a good episode, and they said they're going to have me back on at some point for the Ranking the Kiss album. So I'm looking forward to that. Then I did listen to some other albums. Listened to 1997's Judas Priest Jugulator. That album has actually aged very well. And it's first one with Tim the Ripper Owens. It's aged really, really well. And I enjoyed it from start to finish. And I listened to Wasp KFD from 1997. Pretty much Wasp goes industrial. And I enjoy that album too. It's very dark. It has a certain mood to it and a certain tone. But it was good. I enjoyed it. And what else? Listen to Tear by Black Sabbath. Great album. And then I listened to Def Leppard, Adrenalize, and that's not so great of an album. Don't recommend that.
Devin, what didn't you listen to?
Eric Clapton.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that as soon as I thought to ask you that question.
No, actually, I have listened to Eric Clapton. I listened to some of the Hartford show and a few stuff from the '86 era. So
That's the August era, isn't it?
oh yes. So there's a deleted scene here, or it's more or less not deleted. It's an extended scene, and it's like a part where he's got like this fake hand or whatever, and he holds it under like a guillotine or something, and it chops his hand off, and the guy here freaks out.
Did we get this far last time?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we got way farther than this actually.
Because
So, yeah.
I don't remember this gorilla thing either.
Yeah, we got way farther than this.
I'm trying to think, like, what in the world was I doing? Because I, honestly, I really don't remember seeing this at all. That mask or that other mask that showed before. What's the deal with these stupid masks and these kids in this movie?
Well, he's modeled after a young Tom Savini, who basically he was an
I don't know
effects
what the
guy.
frick that is.
He was an effects guy, so it kind of modeled. They modeled Tommy after Tom Savini as being kind of interested in effects and stuff like that.
Oh, I remember this. Is this the dance scene?
Yeah, this is the dance scene. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
it's rumored that Crispin Glover's actually dancing to AC/DC Back in Black. And of course, it's replaced because, I mean, they wouldn't shell out cash for that song in this movie.
Well, this song ain't bad. Not to
I
me.
believe this is. I can't remember what this song. Who does this song? I want to say it's a band called Tiger or something. Let me look at it real quick because I've heard about it before. Let me look real quick. Because I've seen what the band was before, but I can't remember. I know the one in the next movie, his eyes is pseudo echoes, though. Let's see here. I can pull it up. Okay, yeah, it's a band called Lion, and the song is called "Love Is a Lie." So
How original.
this is where things start happening, pretty much.
Well, I'm ready for something to happen.
This summer, we're going to have to just tackle the first movie because I think you would probably like that a little bit better.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were going to tackle me.
Yeah, I'm just going to throw you through a wall.
You're going to throw your drum set on top of me?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
And then start hollering at me to shut up and turn that down?
Oh yes.
If you're listening to this podcast right now, you need to get a life.
Hey! This is my listener talking to here.
I'll play him.
Don't listen to this guy.
No.
This guy does not know what he's talking about.
Yeah, if you ever find yourself sitting here and saying, "What am I doing with my life?" then it's for a good reason.
We just lost every listener that we had.
Oh, it's opposite day. Don't worry, Devin.
That's what you say. So this guy here that's carrying all this equipment around, he is actually the brother of a girl from part 2 that was murdered. So he's kind of on the hunt for his sister in this movie.
He's on the hunt by Leonard Skinner.
Oh, yeah. I knew you was going to make that reference as soon as I said it.
Yeah, we can pretty much finish each other's sentences, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, most likely. We just need to get Pete on here and do the Devil's Rejects one day and see what happens with that.
Yeah, that probably would turn out about like the other one did with Gerald on it. Because his phone is not that great of a phone.
Well, I mean, it would have been better if he could have got Skype, but he wouldn't delete it.
I don't know.
So. No, it would have been better because you could at least heard the guy, but.
Oh, you could hear him, but it was just like it sounded like it was bubbling and stuff over it the whole time.
I don't know. It may have worked better if he was wearing actual headphones or something.
Well, you know how Gerald is. Plus he's got one ear he can't hear out of that good.
Yeah.
Because of that George incident.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. That's private information. Yeah, we don't. We need to keep family matters out of this podcast.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go any further, but that's kind of sums up this whole episode here. Kind of going off in different directions endlessly.
Yeah, I will say we have been. This is not quite as focused as the first one was, I guess, because we've seen this movie already. So
honestly, this is more like what a conversation would be like if we were just standing around in the shop or something.
Yeah.
Talking randomly. That would probably end up being more entertaining than what the first one would have turned out like, honestly.
You're probably right.
This video will probably get 15 views.
Oh no, not now. We're going to advertise this.
Well, the people asked for it, right? So.
Oh, hey.
How many people actually voted on that poll, Devin?
Like 5 people.
Well, at least it wasn't 2.
Well, it was 5 for this one and like 3 for the other. So I'll do the other one at some point. But
so 8 people actually voted for it.
Yeah.
On it.
I'll do Clerks at some point.
Yeah, I'm not going to be any part of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do some solo shows too, like commentaries, stuff like that.
Yeah, that's to be expected, Devin.
I did do a
because you have your
solo
own
show.
channel.
Yeah, I did do a solo show like a long time ago with H2O, well, Halloween H2O, and recorded the whole entire thing, and then it just didn't save. So I was like, well, there you go. So. I was like, well, there went that. So.
I don't remember this either.
I'm pretty sure we got about to this part. I think this is where we shut everything. Well, I shut everything down.
This must have been about when you shut it off, because I really don't think we got this far. I'm not sure, but We're 42 minutes in now, so I'm hearing the Jason sounds.
Yep.
The faded out chizzes.
Chizzies. That's the first time I've heard that.
I have a unique way of describing things, don't I? This movie is a piece of crap.
Well, that's just your opinion.
Well, what would you actually rate this, Devin?
Yes, a 10 out of 10, probably.
Oh, really?
Like I said, I think this is the best in the franchise.
Which is saying a lot or not saying a lot, you think?
Yeah, it's to me. I mean, I like every movie in this franchise. There's ones that obviously have issues, but there's good
I like
ones.
the one where he's on the boat, but that's the only one I like, honestly. The one where he magically teleports.
You talking about Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, yeah, that's right, yeah.
That's a good one, but it's got issues. Serious issues.
This continues to be really dumb, incoherent, majestically retarded, and implosious.
Like I said, that's your opinion.
Retarded, menacing.
Okay, Dr. Loomis, keep on going.
That's what I was fishing for. I was going to keep saying stuff until you said that.
Blackest eyes. The devil's eyes. That was a terrible impression, but whatever. Of course,
we're saying this over a dancing scene. That shows you we're not really, or at least me, I'm not trying to go towards the movie.
and of course, we know we've got to do Halloween at some point, whether it's on our channel or this channel.
So you just up and decided that all of a sudden, huh?
Well, I mean, that's a given. I mean, we've got to do that at some point.
Well, we've got to release it on Halloween. No, I'm playing.
Well, I'm actually I want to do something this year for Halloween and stuff. Do like movies and stuff. Like
We
that.
said we were going to do something like that last year, and it fell through, I think.
Yeah, it fell through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just like a lot of things we say we're going to do.
Just doesn't happen. I'm going to try to get back on top of things. We've got a little mini episode that's going to come out at some point. It's going to be out around the same time as this.
It'll be released about 2 years from now as an archive footage.
Yes, sir.
And for what reason is he doing this?
Because he's trying to get back with his girlfriend. This brings the term love hurts to a whole new level, really, if you just watch what happens.
Well, okay, Devin.
And here we go. Love hurts.
Okay, I actually think I do remember that particular scene.
yeah, we
That
got
one part.
yeah, we got up to around this part.
Jason likes to go in water, doesn't he?
Not according to Freddy versus Jason, he doesn't. He's scared of it supposedly, but if you watch every movie, he's about in water. So
Seems to me like that's his main killing spot.
yeah, that movie, I kind of look at it like he has that kind of in the back of his mind. He has that fear because that's kind of what supposedly killed him. So I mean, that's a whole nother commentary.
Devin is just so knowledgeable about these films, you know.
I know a whole lot more about him than I should, for sure.
I thought you were going to say a whole lot more about him than me, and I was like, oh, yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, right. Okay, that was another incoherent scene.
No, it's not. He took his. Well, no, he didn't take his machete. Never mind. He broke his shotgun. So
Which was meaningless.
yeah, this is where we lost the recording last time. So yeah,
Yeah, I think it's starting to ring a bell.
the bed broke. Oh my god.
I think you're about 2 seconds behind me or something because I
Uh,
heard his voice come through.
yeah. We're about 2 seconds off of one another. Like I said, it's fine.
We're not really, going to the movie anyway.
I mean, we're just enjoying this film separately on two different sources. So
We're in completely two different worlds from each other.
we are maintaining our social distance.
We are trying to attempting to maintain our sanity, but we actually don't have any to begin with.
Oh yes, I know, right? Get an umbrella. Did get some packages in this week. I'll do an unboxing at some point.
Well, good for you, Devin. You have money.
Yes, stimulus money came through again.
No more politics.
Yes, exactly. That's what a lot of people need to say.
No more blues.
Yeah, here we go. Jason striking again.
Wow, interesting, intriguing. Wonder what that means. LOL. All I can say is I hope my mute button works.
Well, it has so far. Every
I mean,
time.
unless you've heard a lot of coughing.
No, I haven't. I usually mute mine too when I cough, so it works, I'm sure. And I've seen it where it says your mic's muted several times.
Well, mine doesn't say when you mute yours.
It just shows up like a symbol, probably, or something. I don't know.
You just hacked the system so you can spy on me.
Yep, I'm Big Brother.
You think you're the control freak of the family.
Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, Texas Flood.
The Rolling Hotel.
That's that's a weird ordeal. I mean, you probably just heard that big bump, didn't you?
I ain't hearing nothing.
Okay, so it didn't come through then. That's good because it hit the wire, so I didn't know if you heard it or not. Yeah, that's an interesting documentary. I've actually never watched it all the way through.
Me neither. I've watched bits and pieces of it.
I've heard it's pretty terrible. But who knows?
It ain't terrible. It's got interviews in it. And he might be drunk in the interviews, but they're interviews. So there you go. And he might have tried to steal the camera and pointed at people and scream at them and say, "This is my film." But that's besides the point.
70s rock stars were so cool. You could get away with a whole lot of stuff back then that you would probably be put in jail for now, just attempting them. I mean, you throw a TV out of a window now, then if you're in a hotel and you throw a TV out of the window, then you'll probably get the cops called and get arrested. So,
Oh, I've heard quite a few stories about stuff getting thrown out of windows on trains and everything else.
oh yeah,
I heard one story where Bobby Whitlock said that Eric was in a fight with Jim Gordon, and he just got up randomly off. He was reading his book, and he just got up and threw his suitcase with drugs and clothes and everything out the window of the train, and just went and sat down and just started reading his book again like nothing happened.
it does not surprise me one bit.
That's how drugged up they were back then. I didn't know this before, but Bobby Whitlock said that Jim Gordon and Eric Clapton never got along that good at all.
I've never heard of that before in my life, so that's pretty interesting.
I read in Eric's book that they had one big fight, but I mean, I didn't know that they never got along. That's what he said.
That's pretty interesting.
Of course, I don't know what Derek and the Dominoes has to do with this or how we got to talking about that, but
Like I said, we're
anyway.
just rolling with the flow here, so.
Well, the flow is flowing in 10 different directions at once.
Well, I mean, we're just putting things out in the open here, and we're just letting things flow out. We're just letting things be natural.
Here's the Jason noise.
Yep.
The Chusseting. The Chusting. The Chusting.
So has this movie went too far and stayed too long to you?
Oh boy, it's beyond that. This movie is like when you go to Barnhills and eat way too much, and you go home and you have a real bad night. That's what that's the equivalent of this movie.
And that's only a reference that people who live around us will get.
Exactly. That's why it's funny.
But speaking of this movie, Sean S. Cunningham has sued both Paramount, Warner Brothers, and New Line. So all three of those companies, Warner Brothers and New Line, is pretty much the same thing at this point because they're just basically like a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. But I mean, it seems like you've got one lawsuit happening, and then next thing you know, another one's going on. I mean, people are like, when we're going to get another movie? Well, it's looking we may never get another movie again. So
Here's the F word again.
oh yeah.
This movie continues to get worse and worse as it goes on. It started off as a -10, and now it's a -100 out of 10.
Well, let me see if I can pull some trivia up here for this movie just to kind of keep things going.
Trivia.
Yeah, some interesting facts. And the funny thing about it is, I just pulled up Google, and the first thing that popped up was Michael Myers. So
Somehow that doesn't extravagantly surprise me about you, Devin.
it says here that there is. It says the runtime is 91 minutes and then 97 minutes on the uncut version. So there's an uncut version of this movie, possibly. I know there are deleted stuff out of this movie, but yeah, who knows? There we go. Here's the corkscrew. There. That was longer. They cut that down pretty good bit. So it says the strange dance, which Jimbo performs at around 35 minutes at the party, was contributed by actor Crispin Glover and was based on the eccentric way he actually danced in clubs. On the set, he was dancing to Back in Black by AC/DC as the scene was filmed. In the film, however, an edited version of Love is a Lie by Lion was dubbed into the scene, so I was right. You gonna say anything?
Well, yeah, we follow a pattern here, and you'll say something, and I'll say something random back. But in this case, I was seeing if anything was going to happen, and it did. And so now the
So
movie
you were
is starting to pick up a little bit.
exactly. So maybe it'll go from 110 to down to like 91 or something.
You read my mind once again.
So it says here, this is the last film in the series to pick up immediately where the previous film left off. So there you go.
Just jumping around too much, though. He went from this to this to that, this to that.
It's just got a lot of subplots.
But it needs to finish business in one of them before it switches. IMO.
Says at 58 years old at the time, Ted White is the oldest stuntman / actor to portray Jason Voorhees. So, from what I understand, he had a terrible time doing this movie because he was like known for being a stuntman for like John Wayne or something like that, and he pretty much he was noted for not liking Corey Feldman, which is the little kid in this. He basically called him a bunch of obscene names all throughout the making of this movie.
Little kid?
Yeah.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
He just didn't like him. It's noted that he called him a little S, then ends with a T. So
yeah, this is a clean podcast.
Says on a budget of $1,800,000.
I thought that was two women for a second.
It says the film made $32,600,000. So 1,800,000. Whatever. I'm bad at these numbers, but whatever. It made back its budget big time. So it was a huge box office success. Made $32.6 million and on a budget of $1.8 million. So there you go.
Intriguing.
At the time, this installment of the series contained the most nudity and gore.
We are all acquainted. That's all I got out of that sentence there on the TV.
The film was released on Friday the 13th, April 13th, 1984.
Jimbo.
Yes, sir. Let me see some other.
So he would have time to gasp after he'd been stabbed in the back of the head. Interesting.
Like I said, suspension of disbelief. Says director Joseph Zito was opposed to using clips from previous installments at the beginning of the film, so he didn't want to use them.
The previous installment of Power Director.
And like I said, though he disliked being involved with the film, Ted White is considered by many to be one of the best Jasons. I definitely agree with that. I think he's one of the best. My favorite, well, I'd probably go Kane Hodder, Richard Brooker, Ted White, C.J. Graham, Steve Dash, and then Derek Mears, and then Ken Kirzinger.
Devin, just so you know, I don't have any earthly idea what you're talking about right now. I lost you a long time ago. I hope the listeners do.
Okay. So that's kind of the gist of that whole issue. Okay, so it says the filmmakers wanted Joseph Zito, the director, to direct and write the screenplay for the film. He initially claimed he wasn't a writer, but he later accepted it when the contract offered him double payment for directing and writing. So Zito secretly used the extra salary to hire Barney Cohen to write the script. So there you go.
So he
But
just like took all the money, but then gave it to the other dude.
yeah, that's pretty
I
much
mean,
what
half
it
of it.
is. Yeah.
Why? Why didn't he just bring him on the scene? Because
Well, like I
they thought he
said,
wouldn't be accepted.
no, he was hired for double the money to both write and direct. So
I
he
know, but why
hired.
didn't he just bring the other dude on officially and just
Uh,
make it easier?
it's a money thing. Like I said, he hired that other guy to write the movie. So
Yes, I have gotten that point by now.
and it says, but Zito and Cohen eventually got into trouble with the Writers Guild of America as a result. So there you go.
The Ascension of Death podcast. The New Ridgeline podcast. The Michael Myers Distinction podcast.
And then another guy named Phil Scuderi or something like that. He's somehow involved in there too. So you got that. It says Cohen
Podcast
remained.
name ideas.
It says Cohen remained credited for writing the film, but both of them eventually got in trouble. So there you go.
Is that the kid that you was talking about didn't like that dude that played Jason or whatever?
Yeah. The dude that played Jason didn't like him. So
Well, yeah. You really like to have everything just right, don't you, Devin?
I'm a perfectionist.
And that's just, your fault, isn't it, Devin? That's your only fault that you're a perfectionist.
Oh yes.
That's how you got hired on. That's what you told him, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. All right. So it says distinguished film critic Roger Ebert called this film an immoral and reprehensible piece of trash.
That sounds like something I would say.
Reprehensible piece of trash, not reprehensible, reprehensible piece of trash.
I'm gonna start using that. This film is a reprehensible piece of garbage and needed to be shredded before it was ever like made at all, before it's ever conceived. Everyone on the set should have been killed off.
Wow, I didn't know this. Ted White, the guy who played Jason, was uncredited as Jason by his own request for this movie. So that's pretty interesting. I did not know that.
To remain anonymous.
I think though he came around to it later on because he found out how many fans there were of this series, so he kind of came around to it after that.
Yeah, there's a lot of other Devin Dunnigans that watch this show in this country.
The body count in this movie is 14.
Which body count are we referring to, Devin?
Of this film.
That's not that's not what I meant, but
Yes, I realize what you're talking about. I'm trying to ignore that. Here's a shameless plug here. Everybody go out and buy Coca-Cola Vanilla. So there you go.
No, it's not a shameless plug because it's not your product.
Well, whatever. I mean, you get the freaking gist. And you talk about me being a freaking perfectionist. My God. Oh, my goodness.
This is our best episode yet, I swear, of anything.
So I mean, this
Jason.
film. Yeah. So this film was so popular that, of course, they went ahead and decided that they wanted to do a new beginning after this, and pretty much people felt they that the producers and all ripped the fans off by not having Jason in the movie. Spoiler alert if you've never seen it. So I just spoiled the whole freaking movie for you. So pretty much Jason wasn't in the fifth one, and people felt ripped off.
Devin, I
Yeah.
think it's been enough years ago that the whole spoiler alert thing doesn't really pertain anymore.
But what if there's new fans of the series?
Well, they need to get a life.
Well, that's what I told you about Eric Clapton. Find someone else.
Well, then we're even. The Legend of Zelda.
I just had to stand up because I've been sitting in the same spot for like an hour and a half, so getting pretty uncomfortable.
Okay, this movie has gone downhill again. It's gone back to a negative 125. It's moving too dang slow. Frick you. Gosh, I've had to clear my throat a lot. Anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, this movie sucks.
Here we go.
Okay, maybe a 120 now.
We're just about done with this movie.
Let's see, 115.02. No. No. What the freak? So this is maybe the climax of the movie, you might say?
Yeah, this is the final stretch. So Jason's finally going to get killed for the first out of like 16,000 times. So
What do you think is the highest point of this movie? This scene?
no, I actually dig the whole film. So
Well, I mean, like the part with the most action or whatever, I guess. I'm trying to say.
probably this part of the movie most. Yeah, this part of the movie for sure.
All she had to do was go around the body.
I said the same exact thing, but I mean it's movie logic, so
Like I said before, Devin, when I'm watching a movie by myself, I don't think about these silly analytical things, these nitpicky things. But when I'm doing a podcast, I tend to do so because I don't have anything else better to do. So there's that explained from the mind of Devin Dunnigan.
this is a beautiful cabin they're in here. It's got nice wooden walls and everything else.
Well, I think it's ugly.
See, Jason just tore the body down.
Yeah, I mean, it's that simple. He can put it up there. He can pull it back down. Yeah, he can do that too. He can throw someone with one hand through a wall slash window.
Yeah, he's like, what the heck? Here we are.
In the back of the neck.
Yep.
So now we know Jason sucks at throwing knives.
he's dead eye. That's exactly right. He doesn't suck at throwing them. That's he has a dead vision of what he's doing. No pun intended.
Dead. Beavis and Butthead.
Yep.
Reference source. The Shining Part 2.
How was just fixed to say the same exact same? That would be a cool commentary to do. That would be a long commentary.
There is some random, silly, stupid stuff in that movie.
Well, that's kind of the point of it.
Devin, is that the point of your whole life?
To be random and stupid and silly.
Point exactly. Jason looks so stupid laying there. I don't know why that was so funny, but that looks so fake. Did Jason really need to have to put an axe to that door? He could have busted down that door easy just by himself with his big self. He's probably about 300 pounds anyway. I told you it was fake. I hadn't seen this part before.
He doesn't know which way to choose.
Well, he doesn't like the little kid. I'm surprised he didn't go for the little kid.
See, Jason does run in these movies. People often say, "Oh, Jason doesn't run." Yeah, he does.
No, he magically teleports.
Well, that's in later movies.
I'm just trying to make a swinging doors plug, actually.
A little Texas Chainsaw Massacre nod here, where she dives out of the window.
I thought Jason was just going to jump after her and just jump on top of her.
Well,
Oh, Jason takes the stairs. He doesn't jump out of windows. He takes the stairs, people. Yeah, I just heard an echo of her voice. Why is he cutting his hair? Now.
You'll see.
Dang.
He knocked the lights out. Playing mind games with him.
Chazitis.
That's a beautiful gentleman.
Ain't he pretty? I thought she was going to slice his head clean off, like the Halloween movie.
So supposedly, like the original version of this, like it was basically supposed to cut his head in half and basically pretty much destroy it. But of course, they wanted to leave it open for a sequel, so we can't do that. Oh.
Oh, there's some finger twitches. Cut his head, slam off. Come on, man. I want it off. I want it rolling down a hill. Plot twist: this little kid is actually Michael Myers.
I thought you was going to actually guess the plot twist of the next movie.
I wondered what that could be.
We'll do 5 at some point, maybe during the summer or something. Because that's a good summer movie.
Yeah, we're just gonna hang everything up until the summer. We're gonna quit until then. Throw it up in the air.
Oh yeah, for sure.
$127.30. We're almost to 131.19.
Yep, we're wrapping this thing on up.
He looks like something from a Star Wars movie.
It actually does.
Now, I want a Star Wars and Jason collaboration movie.
What happens with Jason X? Jason goes to space.
But I'm talking about like actual Star Wars themed.
Yeah, that. Talk to Disney. They may do it. So that's Friday the 13th, the final chapter. So, I mean, of course, it wasn't the final chapter. There would be like 100 million sequels to come afterward. And
The epilogues.
the thing that actually killed Jason was a lawsuit. So, that's a twist people probably didn't see coming.
No, he's actually living in my basement.
So, I mean, there was an ending to this. I mean, the ending kind of like it's ambiguous. Like, where are we led to think that Tommy's now going to be the killer? That's pretty much what they wanted to do with the next movie. So that whole movie's pretty much about that. But we'll get around to 5 at some point. But I mean, this is one I really enjoy it. It's a 10 out of 10 perfect slasher movie for me. I've always really liked this movie. And there is an alternate ending. I probably started to say something about it, but went off on another tangent. So there is a part that was deleted from the movie to where they go upstairs and find their mother in the bathtub dead. So kind of left ambiguous what happened to her. It's presumed that she was killed by Jason. And in the deleted scenes, you can find out that was actually the case, and pretty much that was done because every other movie had a jump scare, so that was what they were kind of going for there. But I mean, this is the first of the new Danger Zone reviews, first of many more to come, and I'm definitely looking forward to doing some more coming up here. So, what's your final thoughts on this movie, Steve?
Negative 30 out of 10. Should be taken off the market. Um, Horrible, horrendous, putrid, stupid, um, humorous, and retarded. So that's my spiel, my Dr. Loomis effectuals, my Stevie T effectuals, and it sucks. Back to you, Devin.
Alrighty, so you're kind of in the minority then because most people really love this movie. But I
Well,
mean,
I'm the definition of minority. I am minority.
that's the reason people have opinions. They're all supposed to be different. I mean, that's what opinions are for. So, I mean, I enjoy this movie. I think it's best in the franchise. I don't think they got any better after this for sure. I think the movies were good, but I don't think they were as good as this one was. But I mean, that's not taking away from any of those. I mean, I love pretty much every movie that comes after this. So I mean, we'll get around to doing some more of these movies. I'm going to try to have different people on to do some of these commentaries, do some commentaries with different people. I'm going to do solo commentaries, and I mean, just kind of keep things rolling out on this channel and the Dunigan Mott Music Movie Podcast. So this will kind of be labeled as the new Danger Zone reviews, pretty much. So this will be up at some point. Not sure when. I'm going to edit some things, put some pictures and stuff in, give you something to look at during the review. If you're seeing it, then you know already. But I mean, I'm going to try to fix things up pretty good and have some pretty stylish stuff going on. So, I mean, this is the best Friday the 13th in my opinion, and there's a lot more we can cover. And that's pretty much all I got. So, you got any other final words, Steve?
Oh, oh no.
Alrighty, so that's been the new and improved Danger Zone reviews. We'll be back with something new coming up very, very soon. So, see ya.